Yes, there's much to look forward to in this September 2022 edition of JW Broadcasting. The theme for this program is, as Jehovah's sheep reject the voice of strangers. They're defenseless if a lion or bear approaches. About all they can do is bleat, "Bah! Goodbye, little sheep." As one of Jehovah's figurative sheep, do I obediently respond to the voice of the fine shepherd and flee from the voice of strangers? Well, let's talk about this. Obviously, even now, Jesus fully trusts the faithful slave. But what does the voice of strangers say on this subject? Don't trust the faithful slave. He will mislead you. And who often have the loudest voice promoting this false message? Apostates.
I thought I might change it up a little bit, and instead of just giving you facts about the organization, I would tell you a little bit about me waking up when I was finding out the truth about the truth. When I was first waking up, and I hate that phrase, I really don't like it, but that's really what's happening. It was hard for me to understand what cognitive dissonance or critical thinking is, real critical thinking. I thought I understood what critical thinking is. I've always done research to see how I could apply the things I was learning to myself to better understand something. But I only ever used the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society for that information. Honestly, the two go hand in hand. When we really start to question something or actually use our critical thinking, cognitive dissonance definitely kicks in. This was hard for me to comprehend. What is cognitive dissonance? What does it mean? And why should I care? This is the best way that I can explain it. Let's say from the moment you were born, you were told the sky was purple. Different shades of purple, but purple. Everyone you know says it's purple. Your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, all of your friends, everyone. You know they're not dumb. They all know it's purple too. You're told that if someone tells you otherwise, they don't know what they're talking about. You know it's purple. But then one day it doesn't seem as purple, but you know it's purple. You start to hear stories or people whispering it's another color. But I know it's purple, isn't it? Then someone puts these wonderful glasses on you and you find out it's not purple. But man, is your brain on overdrive now? Because how could something that you knew as absolute truth be wrong? That's cognitive dissonance. That was what really helped me understand what cognitive dissonance and critical thinking is. We're taught from a very young age so-called truths about Jehovah and the organization. Truths like the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society was chosen as God's true channel in 1919. That Charles Russell, Judge Rutherford, Nathan Knorr, as well as all the different governing bodies from the 1970s up to today's 8 men, were the faithful and discreet slave. In other words, the sky is purple. When we hear something, watch something, or we read something, and find out truth about what really happened over the last 140 years, the sky doesn't look so purple, does it? But we know it's Jehovah's organization. The sky is purple. what about all of the false prophecies? The sky doesn't seem so purple. We know it's the truth. The sky is purple. Charles Russell made false predictions. Judge Rutherford said millions now living will never die, and that the faithful men of old were supposed to come in 1925. The sky doesn't seem so purple, but I know it's Jehovah's organization. It is purple. What? They prophesied 1975 as the beginning of Christ's millennial reign? Is the sky really purple? It has to be. I've believed it for this long. Wait a second. The organization protects pedophiles? Some of the governing body are millionaires? A governing body member said that it would be quite presumptuous to say that they are the only spokesperson God is using. What? Wait, the governing body claimed that they're imperfect and fallible, but I'm supposed to listen and do what they say, even if it doesn't make sense from a human standpoint. Okay, the sky does definitely not look purple, but I was so sure it was. It's what I truly believed. What I've known my entire life. Do you know that bell that's going off in your head every time you learn something negative about the organization? That is cognitive dissonance at work. Your mind is fighting what it sees as truth, because what you are finding out doesn't match your perceived truth. The truth that you were taught as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. When you hear something that goes against your core beliefs, that discomfort, that confusion, confliction that you feel is cognitive dissonance. Basically, your mind is at war with what you are learning compared to what you know. Critical thinking is being able to take what you are learning, dissect it to see if it is true. And that means if you find out something negative about the organization that is actually factual, you believe it. You find out that it's not just apostate lies, but actual truth. It's when you find something out, but you choose to ignore it because it goes against what you perceive as truth, that you were not using your critical thinking. That was really hard for me to actually use my critical thinking skills because, let me tell you, I truly believe that the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society was Jehovah's organization with every fiber of my being. When I first started learning anything negative regarding the organization, I refused to believe it. I refused to use my critical thinking because my cognitive dissonance would kick in so hard. That sky was a deep purple to me, and there was no way of changing my mind. At first. But the more I learned and found out, the harder it got for me to deny the truth. To deny that critical thinking, maybe like you're feeling right now. I completely understand that. Especially right now. Because this governing body have really emphasized apostate these last 5 to 10 years. And they basically said anything negative regarding the organization that you hear on any media, like the news, is apostate talk. It's Satan. Just this last broadcast, we were told we can't even trust our parents. Here's a portion of it.
Did you look at those links that I sent you?
Mum, I want us to get together, but I won't hear anything negative about my beliefs.
Well, perhaps we just won't talk religion.
It's a deal then?
All right then. I can see I'm not going to get anywhere. So what subject do you want to talk about?
The deal fell apart fast.
Jade, I know we weren't going to talk religion, but I must tell you this one thing that
Mum,
I read.
I thought we weren't going to talk about this. It's getting late. I'm gonna go. Thanks for dinner. I'll call you tomorrow.
Jade, I got an alert this morning and I'm really
Mum,
worried about this.
No, I don't. I was sure this wouldn't work.
That makes me sad. For them to try to make a child not trust their own parent. Let me ask you something. Do you think they really are just Satan apostate lies? Or could they be truth they don't want us to see? Because how can different media sites, news articles that are from different countries say the same thing about the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society? It's not like the different news outlets are getting together to conspire against the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. So, are they really apostate lies? This is where your critical thinking has to come in. When you take something that you hear and instead of immediately dismissing it, you find out the facts. Then, and only then, once you have the facts, do you decide if it's true or not. That's critical thinking. So when the sky doesn't seem as purple, or doesn't even seem purple at all, instead of just dismissing it and saying, I know it's purple, you take a really good look to see what the true color is, even if those bells are ringing in your brain fighting you to not do that. Now, I do need to say this one more time, I think. Just like I said at the beginning of the video, this is just my opinion and what I thought and what helped me through my waking up process and understanding those two things. So this is just something that I made up. Hopefully you did like this video. If you did, please like so that it goes out to others, algorithms. And if you really like, please follow along for more so you can get notified. Thank you for watching.